All right, guys, Happy New Year. Before we start the video, check out my son, Scott. What's up?
Hey, I'm Scott. I'm working for Vintage Magic now.
Yes, and he is going through cards like a crazy man. You guys have asked for it. You've asked for more cards online, eBay, our store. This year, we are ramping it all up. Scott is going to be doing an internship with me right now. We're going to be going to New York. If you guys are in New York next week, the 20th, January 20th, let me know. We'll be there buying cards, doing deals. Hit us up. All right, enjoy the video. Scott, anything you want to say?
No?
No, that's it. He's taking over, guys. I'm retiring. Enjoy the video.
Vintage Magic. Game, collect, invest. For more information about our consulting and professional services, visit vintagemagic.com.
What's up, guys? Happy New Year. It's me, Daniel, with vintagemagic.com, and this is the first video for 2025. All right, back at it. Was on family vacation to New Zealand and Australia on a cruise. Pretty interesting. I'll tell more about that later on. But I want to do a video for Finance Friday. I'm going to kick it right off with the top sales of Magic the Gathering of all time. Now, of course, some of this will be a little bit challenging because you have to do verifiable stuff because some of this is from, private sales. But I'm going to start with a myth. Everybody has messaged me in the past and recently and stuff. Hey, Dan, did you see that Steve Wozniak beta starter deck box sealed, signed by Steve Wozniak that sold for $312,000 by Heritage Auctions? Yeah, I know that box. In fact, I was the one that acquired that box in 2019, March 2019. Met with Steve Wozniak, met with his son, Gary, and we had a great time. I have footage of that, never really posted the video. I probably should, but I'm going to break that down later on, kind of from an analysis standpoint of where the market was. People don't understand that a lot of sales are private, and I think it's about time people get the facts rather than a lot of myths. First off, myth number one, Heritage Auctions is not the biggest seller of Magic the Gathering collectibles. Not even close. Their sales are public, like Golden Auctions. They do a lot of marketing, a lot of, people see what they have from a public auction standpoint. And people use, and other companies write news articles, such as, Kotuku or Kotaku or other IGN or other companies, right, could take that information and say, hey, look, this baseball sold a lot of money from Golden Auctions, like the Shohei Ohtani one that sold for like $5 million, his 50-50 ball. I think it was like $5 million, something like that. The Wayne Gretzky Golden Auctions, OPC 1979 case that sold for about $5 million, but then it sold for $3 million because the guy didn't pay. But regardless, my point is these type of sales are always in the auction house industry and also in private sales. Now, here's the kicker. The problem with the private sale sector is a lot of times a lot of clients don't want things to be revealed. Now, I don't have any signing of this particular transactions that I'm going to name, so I'm going to name them. So let's go through the list. All right, Heritage Auctions, number one, sold the most publicized artwork, the Force of Will original art, for $350,000. That was in 2024. Gotta get my years right. That was with buyer's premium. Keep that in mind, with buyer's premium. That's the highest publicly sold one on Auction House ever. The beta starter deck box signed by Woz, I think it was sold in 2023, or was it recently in January? Whatever. I was on a cruise, don't really remember. Bottom line is it was pretty close, right? $312,000 realized with the buyer's premium of 25%. Good freaking Lord. Talk about that later on. That includes the buyer's premium. So there's 10 starter decks in that, making it about $331,000 for each starter deck. Okay? Now, there also was a publicly announced sale by CGC, and they sold, there was a pristine 10, CGC 10 with the fancy black label thing they have now. Because remember, they changed their scale. Now, the Gem Mint 10s are Gem Mint 10, but if it's pristine, they have like this black, furry, gold stuff going on. There was an Alpha Lotus that sold for $3 million, and it was verified by CGC, which you have to believe because they wouldn't post that stuff if it wasn't real. And so I 100% believe that's real, and we're going to go with that, right? So that is the most expensive card publicly sold. Now, theoretically, the BGS 10, only one of one BGS 10 Alpha Black Lotus, there's one of those, that one would sell for over $3 million for sure, in my opinion. 100%. Now, there are three CGC 10 pristine Alpha Black Lotuses now. So, who knows what the value really is of that one now? I don't really know. All right, so let's go through, so those are the ones that are publicly announced. All right, so let's go through ones, and these are all verified by me. I have all the wire information. If you want to debate this, I'm happy to send you the information. You can sign an NDA. If you want to write, if you're going to write an article about it, that is, right? I'm happy to provide that information. But these are verified wire transfer sales that I have. All right, you ready? In 2022, I sold a beta starter deck box, not signed by the Waz, because I'll go into that here in a minute, for $520,000. $520,000. That's $52,000 a beta starter deck, because there's 10 decks. That is a record. I've never seen that in my life. Now, remember, this was the years of COVID. Money was crazy. This was the tail end of it all. 2022 was pretty much the end of the heyday. Okay? 2022, I also sold a beta booster box, not sealed, with all 36 packs. Okay? Ready? $600,000 a pack. I mean, for the box. What is that? Do the math. I don't have my graphing calculator with me right now. That seems to me a lot of money per pack because there's 36 packs. Do the math real quick. All right, you know what? I'm going to stop the video. Let me go ahead and do the math because I might as well get it right. All right, I did the math. All right. You guys probably did the math faster than I did. It's $16,666.67. That's right. For per pack of beta. That's not what the current price is today, but that's what it was for that particular gentleman who wanted that box. And it was a sweet, clean box. The deal's 100% verified, and be happy to show you all the information. If you are a news network, if you are actually part of the news, I would happily share all this so you can get the record straight. And love the publicity, obviously, but I'm not here to brag about it. I'm here to show you the myths and the facts, if that makes sense. Now, maybe a little bragging, a little marketing. Why not? So that is, so far, the highest sale I've ever seen for a beta of any kind. Now, obviously, Alpha Booster Box would go for an obscene amount of money. I've sold Alpha Booster Pack for over $50,000. I think it's like $55,000, a PSA 9 or something. Yeah, do the math on that. That times 36. Do the math. If that's what the realized pack price, if that's what someone would buy a box for. Don't know what they have sold in the past. I'm sure it's well over $1 million for an Alpha Booster Box. Alpha Starter Deck Box. I haven't sold the actual box because of all 10 decks, but I've sold decks north of $100,000 plus, anywhere from $150,000 range back in the heyday. So that times 10, $1.5 million at $150,000 a deck. That was back in the day. Now, get it under $100,000 if you can find a clean, verifiable one, maybe. All right, let's talk artwork. This is my favorite thing. I've been saying to you guys, and I'll say it again. People say, oh, Dan, that Force of Will was the highest sale of every single, of artwork ever. No, not even close. The most expensive artwork that has ever sold is 2022. I delivered it myself, verified. Everybody who was there saw it. 2022 in MagicCon Vegas, the Black Lotus original artwork sold for $4 million and a little bit of change, right? $4 million. Beats out any item ever. It is the king of all the kings so far. Today's value? I don't know. Probably, I would say, I told you guys before, the Black Lotus original art could easily become like an 8-figure piece, right? Artwork. First ever Magic Gathering item before I die. 100%. All right. So recently, by the way, I just recently sold the Alpha Plateau and the Alpha Island Blue Sky for $500,000. I'll be announcing that officially here, but you're the first ones that hear about it. If you're watching it, whoever watches these videos, I don't know who the hell watches these videos. I don't know if anyone even cares about these videos. Who cares? That's what it's sold for. And it's going to be delivered in January 20th. I'll be delivering it. All right. That's it on that one. That's mathematically more than the force of will already, right? So we're already past that. All right. So the Waz box. The Waz box that sold for $312,000 by Heritage. I actually sold that same box to the guy who bought it originally for well over $400,000. We'll call it $420,000. I don't know the exact math. It was an $800,000 plus deal with an Arabians box, a couple of Legends boxes, and 2 Antiquities boxes. So basically, it was an $800,000 plus deal for the beta starter deck box was. The Arabian box, I believe, was, and then 2 Legends and 2 Antiquities boxes. Okay, so that was all verified in 2023, I believe. Okay, so that was all done. All right, so why would someone sell that Waz box for like $100,000 effectively loss? Seems kind of odd. I actually reached out to the broker that worked with the guy, and he didn't really know. He's not really, the guy had no information on it. Respond to it. But our guess is that pretty much maybe he found a better box, better quality box. Maybe he needed to liquidate for other investments. Obviously, crypto is doing a lot better than Magic the Gathering, right? So why not? So these things do happen, and there are losses that happen for investments. So keep that in mind. So anyway, I thought I would share these larger numbers with you guys. I think there's obviously other sales of other misprints, graded cards, etc. that are in the high range. But these are, by far, if you're to rank the top tier sales of all time of our Magic the Gathering collectibles, these are the verified that I know of sales. Now, keep in mind, in the graded alpha world, there are a lot of crazy prices that have sold. Quad plus alpha lotuses, stuff like that, right? There's been large sales too. But nothing has beat that $3 million CGC 10 pristine sale, right? That's publicly announced that I know of. If you have something else, comment below. Love to hear it. All right, so I've got enough asking about it. A lot of people have told me that, say, hey, did you know that this sold for this or whatever? I want to set the record straight. Heritage auctions, and I'm not insulting Heritage. They're their own business. That's fine, right? But they are not the top sellers of Magic Gathering collectibles. If you would like to consign or sell or get top dollar for any of your high-end collectibles, this is my shameless plug, contact me, 206-914-7974. That's my cell. Call me, text me right now. My information is below. I'll get you amazing rates, get you the best buyers and best terms. The thing is, keep in mind, when you use a Heritage auction format, it's 25%. 25%, I believe. It goes a little lower if it goes a little higher, right? Buyer's commission. What that means is that if an item is $100,000, right, the buyer bids $100,000, they have to pay another $25,000 plus tax on top of that for buyer's premium. So you're paying $125,000 on a $100,000 item. But that buyer's premium sometimes is negotiated to go back to the seller. They do have these larger deals with certain sellers. but it distracts. Remember this is very important. It distracts from the bidders to actually bid the higher amounts, unless it's a super rare, exciting item. And when it comes to Magic the Gathering collectibles, not quite the level of a Shohei Ohtani 50-50 home run, 50 home run, 50 stolen bases baseball, right? So when you have regular items like a Legends booster box, a Antiquities booster box, or even just a Arabians booster box, not that that's not rare, it's not as exciting as Marquee. Does it really deserve? Do you think that bidders will bid more technically for those? Probably not. So that's why I'm saying that's one area where I think Heritage will never receive crazy like auction style bidding items, because the items so far that have sold aren't tremendously crazy rare. Now, I will argue that the Force of Will original art, I think, was undervalued at $350,000 realized. In fact, I kind of heard about it, but didn't really, I thought about bidding, didn't bid, right? So I really feel like, remember, auctions themselves, you have to be there, you have to know about it, you have to be able to put the bid in. There's a lot of factors in. You also have to prepare how your assets and paying the money at the time. And if you are a U.S. citizen, you have to pay the sales tax that you are actually in. So if you're in New York, you got to pay New York sales tax. You're in California, to pay California sales tax. So that's another up to 10% plus sometimes for sales tax on those items, right? Internationally, I believe you have to pay the VAT. I think you have to pay the VAT. There's no way getting around it. You can't even pay them cash, because if you pay them cash, then you still have to pay the sales tax. Doesn't matter, right? So that is why auctions tend to not realize larger sales. There's a lot of factors. All right. If you guys enjoyed the video, let me know, comment below. Interesting information, but I was asked so many times, asked recently again, and I wanted to correct people by putting a video out, by letting them know the true facts of these top sales, because honestly, I think there's a lot more out there that I probably don't even know of. And if you have one, comment below or contact me. All right, have a great day, guys, and happy holiday. More videos coming.
Hey everyone, it's me, Daniel with VintageMagic.com. I want to share with you more about how we handle consignments. So to begin the consignment process, we actually need to start with the consultation service. In this consultation, I will determine what you're looking to do. And generally, consigners usually tell me, hey Dan, I'm looking to sell my items and maximize the value of their collection. After we determine through the consultation, I usually like to do an appraisal process. And an appraisal process in terms of a consignment is more fitted towards authenticity and valuation for current market values. From there, after a contract is crafted and signed, we will then receive the items from you. The reason why our consignment process is very thorough is we also identify cards that could be graded, so then they can maximize higher dollar values. So the payment process is very simple. Once we have sold your items, you'll get an updated ledger, and we will process payment for whatever form of payment you need. As a consigner, you're gonna experience our white glove service. What that means is I'm gonna personally handle your collectibles from beginning to end. And rest assured, the client that purchases your collectibles will also receive the same white glove service. It's a signature service that I really pride myself on in working closely with my clients.
Vintage Magic. Game, collect, invest. For more information about our consulting and professional services, visit vintagemagic.com.